Good morning, my name's Natalie. This is a stretch class for those who have just been for a run. Now the intention is a little bit different to a yoga class where you're trying to increase flexibility. We're just trying to mitigate any loss of flexibility from the run. So let's begin. All right, hamstrings, that's the first thing we're going to stretch. You could place your foot on the back of a park bench and have a fold forward, or after a run, I'm pretty tired, so I'm more looking for what I can sit down on and stretch the hamstrings. So sitting down on a bench, folding forward is the best option. I'm going to hold. And I find the greatest challenge with stretching after a run is that I just want to get home, so it's about patience. Flexing the left ankle. Inhale to come up. Now we're going to stretch the glutes. So cross your left foot over your right knee and you're flexing the ankle to protect that knee joint from any rotational force, encouraging the knee down and out, leaning forward. If you like, you could do this on the back of a chair, on your park bench, or a bar like this. Place the foot up high and then fold forward. And let's change sides. So right leg, cross it over the left knee, flexing the ankle, pushing the knee down and out, folding forward. Holding for 5 to 10 breaths at least each side. And then coming back to the hamstring stretch, right leg out in front, folding in half, flexing the right ankle, and then coming out of the pose. Beautiful thing if you have a park bench or something like this. Stretch the back, so placing the hands on the bench, lowering your chest through the arms. Coming up. And grip onto the back of your bench. Bring the hands pretty close together. And then have a little squat down. Coming up. Okay, coming into tree pose with your right foot on your thigh. And then holding on to a balustrade like this or the back of a park bench. You're going to push your hips away and you're holding on to this. It's a tree pose, but it's giving you the most glorious stretch through the side of the body, especially if your hips and this waist, lower back gets tight when you run. Hold. Breathe. So if I were to let go of this right hand, I'd kind of go that way. So I'm really hanging on to that and pushing against it. Let's come up, changing sides. So it's the left foot on the thigh, pushing your hips to the right, reaching the right arm over to the left. Breathing. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, release. So one of the tricky areas that we might get tight is the iliotibial band along the side of the leg. Cross your right foot over your left and then roll to the outside edge of your left foot and fold forward. So we're getting also along the tibia or the tibialis anterior. As you fold forward, also the hamstrings. So keep the legs the same. Lean to the right side. So not only getting into the tibialis anterior, but you're getting into that ITB band. So it can be tricky to stretch this. There is another pose you can do sitting on the ground, but just for sort of comfort, and I'm outside, I don't really want to touch the ground. Let's come up and change. All right, so across the left foot over the right, roll to the edge of the right foot, folding forward. So that tibialis anterior, which is the muscle at the front of the shin on the right, that's what we're stretching. Yes, the hamstrings, maybe the lower back. And then keeping the legs the same, leaning to the left. So I'm still on the right edge of the right foot. Lean your right arm all the way over to the left. Push your hips to the right. And coming up. All right, sitting back down, coming into a twist. Feet on the floor. Let's take a twist to the left. About 5 to 10 breaths each side. Coming back to the center. Now we're coming into a lunge. So the hip flexors can really tighten when you're running. So you can do this lunge sitting down, kneeling down, doesn't really matter as long as you're tucking the hip under, and this one you need to hold for a while, so don't be impatient with yourself or with your stretch. So if you don't take the time to stretch these muscles, it can result in sore lower back. So I'm going to change, and I'm quite tired, so I'm having a little bit of a lazy stretch and sitting one buttocks on the bench. Coming out of the pose. So if you do have a bench like this, or a bar, or a fence, not only can you stretch the hamstrings, but we can turn this to an adductor stretch. If you turn the toes parallel to the floor and squat down. So we're having a one-legged squat, squatting down into the left leg for the moment now as I stretch the right adductor. You could touch the floor if that's available. And changing. So roll the foot in so it's parallel to the floor, having a squat through the right leg as you stretch the left adductor. Quadriceps. Again, holding onto something for balance, because at this stage in the game, you might be feeling a bit tired. Holding your right foot, bringing it into the buttocks. If you've got something to hook the foot on, and then lean back, that's going to increase the quadriceps stretch. And changing, left foot in. If you can, you could lean up against a wall or hook it over a bar, the back of a park bench, or a balustrade like this, a fence. So if you think about what we've stretched, we've done glutes, hip flexors, quadriceps, hamstrings, muscles on the side of the body, all the way up, arms, shoulders. It's a good basic stretch. So these stretches aren't exhaustive. It's not like everything that you need to do. However, they will keep you moving. Hope you have a great day.